Before we start, do you really know of the life story of Jack Ma? With its original name, Ma Yun, on a trip to the United States on behalf of the Hangzhou city government in 1995, Ma had his first encounter with the internet and saw the lack of Chinese websites as a great business opportunity. On his return, he founded China Pages, but he left the company 2 years later. From 1998 to 1999, Ma was the head of an internet governmental company in Beijing that was backed by the Ministry of Foreign Trade and Economic Cooperation. He felt, however, that if he remained with the government, he would miss out on the economic opportunities that the internet was bringing. Ma persuaded his team at the ministry to go back to Hangzhou with him and found the Alibaba Group, which launched a website that facilitated deals between small businesses. Ma was convinced that the small business to small business internet market had much greater potential for growth than the business to consumer internet market had. Small businesses paid a membership fee to be certified as trustworthy sellers on Alibaba, with a greater fee being charged to businesses that wish to sell to customers outside China. In order to instill confidence in online sales, Alipay was created 2003 to act as a third party in transactions. Growth of Alibaba was rapid. In 2005, it attracted the attention of the American internet portal Yahoo, which bought a 40% stake. And in 2007, Alibaba.com raised $1.7 billion in its initial public offering (IPO) in Hong Kong. In 2003, Ma created a new company, the consumer-to-consumer online marketplace Taobao, Chinese searching for treasure. At the time, the American company eBay, in collaboration with the Chinese company EachNet, had a market share of 80%. But Ma felt that eBay EachNet's policy of charging users a transaction fee was a weakness. Ma announced that Taobao would split into 3 companies: Taobao Marketplace, where individuals could buy and sell goods; Taobao Mall, an online shopping portal; and eTao, a shopping-related search engine. In September 2014, the Alibaba Group debuted an IPO on the New York Stock Exchange that raised $21.8 billion. That IPO was the largest ever in the United States and gave the company a market value of $168 billion, the highest such value in IPO history at the time for any internet company. In September 2018, it was announced that Ma would step down as chairman of Alibaba the following year, though he would remain on the board. Now that we know a little more about Ma's life, here comes some advice that Jack Ma gives to everyone who wants to succeed in life, especially young people. So let's start. From his own words, "I was never a smart or rich kid, but the only possibility I had to change my future was through my studies. But it was not easy. I failed twice in elementary school and 3 times in high school. Besides that, I had to take the college entrance exam 3 years in a row, and even then, I only managed to get into one that I considered pretty mediocre. What I really wanted was to get into Harvard. In fact, I applied 10 times to study there and was rejected every time. But years later, by the irony of fate, I was there several times giving lectures at Harvard. One of the things I heard the most in my life was the word no. Because besides the countless no's I received in college, I applied for 30 different job openings, and guess what? I was rejected in all of them. But despite all this, a little further down the road, Alibaba was born. We were broke and short of resources. There were 18 people in my apartment, and that's where we started. Since then, we have grown from 18 people to more than 60,000, making Alibaba one of the largest technology companies in the world. So, what I want you to understand from all this is something I always tell young people. It is the fact that nothing comes easy. Nothing comes for free. If you want to be successful, you have to pay the price. People look at Alibaba today and say, "Wow, how lucky you guys are." But in reality, what's behind is the fact that we work much harder than others. We never sleep very well at night. To get an idea, last year alone, I spent a total of 867 hours inside a plane traveling. So I work hard and my team works even harder. In the last 18 years, we have worked the equivalent of what a normal company would work in 70 years, day and night. As I said, nothing is easy. You have to think differently and act differently. When I was at the beginning of the company and someone came excitedly to my desk saying that they had an amazing idea, I would look at the others and ask them what they thought. If everyone thought it was amazing, I usually threw it in the trash. But when someone came in with an idea that made people around me say, "This is gonna be really hard," I was really interested in it, so I would take that idea and ask them, how can we do this in a different way? Because that was the only way we could be unique. There is a piece of advice that I like to give people and even to myself every day, which is, today it will be very hard and tomorrow it will be harder, but the day after tomorrow will be wonderful. But most people will die by nightfall tomorrow. There is no escape. You have to work very hard. Remember that every difficult day, every stressful situation, and every problem that arises at the worst moment is actually only training you to become someone better. When you finish your studies in school, you have simply just started your learning journey. When you receive a doctoral or bachelor's degree, these are just papers that mean you or your parents have paid tuition for 4 years. Your real challenge begins when you leave college and enter the real world. The biggest test you will face is not in college or in any institution, but in life. For you who are just starting out in life, here is some good advice. From the age 20 to 30, worry about choosing a good boss. From 30 to 40, try to do something on your own if that is your wish. From age 40 to 50, focus on doing the things you are good at, because after 20 years of learning, you should start focusing on the things you do best. From age 50 to 60, spend your time helping the young, and when you're above 60 years old, spend your time with your grandchildren. So young people, listen up. When you are still in college, don't be thinking things like, "Oh, I think I'll drop out of college and become the new Bill Gates. After all, he dropped out of Harvard and became a billionaire." No, there is only one Bill Gates in the world. Remember this, if you are in your 20s to 30s, which is when you will probably have finished college, don't worry about finding a good company. The most important thing is that you find a good boss who can train you, discipline you, and show you how to do things the right way. That is worth a lot more. The size or quality of the company is secondary. Of course, if you can find both, that will be great. But at this stage, worry about learning in the real world what will help you build a successful future. So that's it. If you already practiced some of these lessons, comment here in this video. We want to know what you already use today. Remember that we are making a lot of content about entrepreneurship in our channel. To keep receiving our content, subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell to receive our updates. Thank you so much, guys. We're also on Instagram at thinkbigger.tv. See you next time, and don't forget, think bigger.